Hello and welcome back to Wild Sun Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne and I have a new project for us. It is called Postcards Across the COVID Miles. I've been making postcards myself for many years, but more recently, in the past few years, as my kids have gotten older and they've moved in and out of home, going to college and such, I've made postcards to keep in touch with the kids and just let them know that I love them. And so I sort of feel like I've got my hands kind of in the whole postcard thing. And ta-da! And then a friend of mine, an art friend, sent me a link, which I'll put down below, about Emily Leonard and Kim Kawamoto, who have been sending postcards back and forth to each other throughout the quarantine. And in my art group, we talked about doing that with each other, and then it all kind of came together that I know a bunch of skills about making really delish artwork to send through the mail, and there are some rules about making postcards and getting them through the mail safely, and I'll keep repeating that through this series. But the first rule, and this is true in the United States, and I have no idea in other countries what's true, although I suspect the rules are pretty similar. So this is 6 inches across and 4 inches deep, which in metric speak is about 15 centimeters, a little bit more than that, but more or less, by 10 by 15 centimeters, or 4 by 6 inches. And of course, we can orient our postcards portrait or vertically or horizontally in a landscape, whichever you want. It doesn't matter at all. And I checked with my local post office, and something that I knew already is that there can't be things on the postcard which have much depth. Their rule is a 1/16 of an inch, which is, it's really little. Let's see if I can get my fingers in the light. I'm not sure if I am. But look on your ruler. It's not much space at all. So we want something that will go through the mail sorting machines. And it needs to be heavy enough to withstand a bit of machining and handling. And so what I've been doing, my cardstock isn't particularly thick, is I've been doubling it up, gluing it together, making sure you get glue all the way to the edges so there isn't, like a little corner that could catch in the machine or something. So that seems to be enough. Two pieces of cardstock plus the glue that holds them together. And I've just been using Elmer's, nothing fancy. Although sometimes I'm using some other stuff, and when I do use other kinds of media, I'll let you know about that. But this is what I've been using. Before I go any further, please like this video. If you like this video, comment, because for this series, I really would love to have your input. If there's anything you want to know, I'll see if I can figure out how to make it if I don't already know. But I know how to do a lot of things. And I thought we would just sort of use this video time to start the conversation in a bunch of different medias and talk about how to translate those media to something we can send through the post office. Please subscribe if you want to see the whole series and don't want to have to go hunting for it every time a video comes up, and share this with all of your art friends because they might like you to do that. So I thought I'd start out with just some simple drawing today, and there's a ton of stuff to talk about, but basically what we need is a couple of layers of cardstock, or you could do, if you have a heavier weight something or other. I know that a lot of the paper companies like Canson and all those people who make, like watercolor papers. Watercolor paper is often heavy enough for just one weight. It's a little expensive to use it like that unless you're actually using it for watercolor, which is another idea. There are all kinds of heavyweight papers out there. Art paper. Canson makes these huge pieces that are like 24 by 30 inches or something. They're enormous. And they come in brilliant, colorful sheets. If I'm recalling that paper, even that should probably have an extra layer on the back, which is great because you can write the address so that the post office can see it really easily, and you've got, sort of gives you a specific amount of, draw a line down the middle, and it gives you a space to write a little note and your stamp in the corner. Yes, and when we glue things on, which we're not doing today, but when we do, it can't be something that could like catch in the machine like sequins or beads or something. First of all, it's more than 1/16 of an inch, and second of all, we wouldn't want anything to fall off your postcard and get stuck in the machine and gum their poor machines up. That would be terrible. So, let's start drawing. And now that I've used up 7 minutes just doing the introduction, I don't want to take an awful lot longer. Let me see if I can make this closer. Yes, I can. So this one we're just going to draw. And I was thinking we could make some lollipop flowers and do an all over pattern. So the lollipop is a circle with a line, and then I'm drawing 2 leaves and a little sort of center. And if you're really paying attention and you're not making a video while you're doing it, maybe having them all be the same size would be a good idea, but hey. So the lollipop, the stem. Now, if we're really going to give our lovely brains a workout, as we go around, I can't believe I'm trying to talk and draw at the same time. As we go around our paper, don't talk because that's very left brain, and our hands and eyes will become confused as mine are being. But don't turn the paper, to get it in the right position. If you want to really exercise your brain, try drawing a sideways flower. An upside down flower. Especially with the leaves. I really can't talk and draw at the same time. I can walk and chew gum. This little divot in the leaf is really hard to do in all the different directions, but it's total brain candy. It makes us so smart. It makes our brain, our right and left brain hemispheres have to coordinate with our hands and our eyes, and we have to really do that. And it's kind of heavy on the right brain, so which is, you know, our spatial artistic side of our brain. And so talking, which is our logical linear straight line, it's really hard to do both things at once, which is why drawing upside down flowers is good brain exercise. So the idea here is just to fill our 4x6 postcard with little flowers. You know, just fill up the whole thing. And then if you would like to, at the end of this, if you want to take some markers and fill the circles with different colors, that'd be a great idea. And then you can send these postcards to maybe, there's a group out there called Letters Against Isolation.com, and I'll link them down below. And they actually coordinate with places and groups of people who support maybe people who are especially vulnerable in this time of COVID-19, to sort of they coordinate to make sure that everybody gets, you know, handwritten letters from people. They're sort of more about letters and not specifically about postcards. And when I was doing a search online, I also saw a thing on Amazon. If you go to Amazon.com and type in "Thinking of You" postcards, and I'll link this down below too, you can get 50 of these pre-printed postcards for $10.90. And they say, "Thinking of you, we'll get through this together," or something like that. So I actually think that this would be very effective on, let me pull a piece. You know, if I backed this, well, maybe the dark blue would not be a great idea because that would be the address side. What I'm going to show you next time is how to make some postcard backers with this kind of cool, I don't know, it seems very old-fashioned. That's too much for one video. Okay, this is 14 minutes long. I need to wrap up here. So keep drawing. Remember to put another card on the back to make it heavy enough, and color this in if you would like. Maybe if you did this on watercolor paper, you could paint with watercolors. Yeah, whatever you want to do. So come back and keep watching this series, and I'll have some other ideas for you. Right now, I think I'm up to like 20 different ideas of things I can show you how to do or remind you how to do or something like that. So my blessing for you is, let's face it, may we all be well and healthy and happy. Bye. Have fun drawing a postcard or two to send to anybody you know. I know that I did not get to spend Thanksgiving with my kiddos because of the virus, and so I've been sending them lots of postcards. And I didn't get to see my sister either, so I'll have to send her a postcard too. So on down the line. All right, see you next time. Bye.